First,
Okay, President Bush.
go ahead, please. I first want to say how pleased I am to meet with Vladimir Putin again. Every time we meet, we have a very constructive dialogue, and we have a very important dialogue. And I appreciate so very much his leadership and his continued willingness to find a new common ground in this most important relationship. Yesterday, a court in America made a ruling that I want to comment on. America is a nation that is a nation that values our relationship with an Almighty. Declaration of God and the Pledge of Allegiance doesn't violate rights. As a matter of fact, it's a confirmation of the fact that we received our rights from God as proclaimed in our Declaration of Independence. I believe that it points up the fact that we need common sense judges who understand that our rights were derived from God. And those are the kind of judges I intend to put on the bench. Fred, you want to make a comment?
Я хочу сказать, что я действительно тоже очень рад встретиться с президентом Соединенных Штатов.
I want to say that I'm also very glad to meet with President Bush.
И кроме хороших личных отношений, я и мои коллеги в России можем констатировать, что наше взаимодействие с Соединенными Штатами становится действительно весьма эффективным не только с точки зрения решения вопросов двухстороннего характера, но и с точки зрения решения крупнейших международных вопросов.
And moreover, I'd like to emphasize that President and I are having very good personal relations, and our colleagues in our capitals also note that interaction between our countries is becoming very efficient, not only from the viewpoint of bilateral relations and solving bilateral issues, but also as regards the resolution of major international problems.
И есть особая тема, которая лежит грузом ответственности как на Штатах, так и на России. Это тема международной безопасности.
And there is one subject that is of particular importance and responsibility the U.S. and Russia undertook, that is the promotion of international security.
Мы имели возможность за то время, которое прошло после подписания наших договоров в сфере международной стабильности, оценить еще раз эти документы, и совсем недавно передали их в парламент страны для ратификации. Я имею в виду прежде всего договор между Россией и Соединенными Штатами о сокращении стратегических наступательных потенциалов.
And during the time since the signature of international treaties on stability, international stability between our countries, we have had an opportunity to evaluate these documents and pass them to the Parliament for further ratification. I mean the treaty between the United States and Russia on constant strategic offensives.
Я просто рад видеть еще Джозефа. Просто рад видеть и поговорить с ним о проблемах, которые интересуют и Россию, и
Господин Буш.
And I'm simply very glad to meet George again and to have a chat with him and discuss all the problems that are of concern for both our nations.
Thank you. Thank you. Patience, please. Terry.
Mr. President, there are some Democrats who think they can make some political hay out of the WorldCom failure and other business scandals by, first, noting that polls show a lot of Americans think you're too close to big business, and second, arguing that because of that your reform proposals aren't tough enough. What do you think the political impact of WorldCom will be? Are you concerned about it?
I'm concerned about the economic impact of the fact that there are some corporate leaders who have not upheld their responsibility. If you are a responsible citizen and you run a corporation in America, you must fully disclose all assets and liabilities, and you must treat your shareholders and employees with respect.
Вчера президент и на общей дискуссии уделил этому значительное внимание.
During the general discussion there at the G8 meeting, President paid attention to this issue.
И для меня, для всех остальных коллег было немаловажно услышать его мнение, потому что действительно сегодня в условиях глобализации очень многое в других странах мира зависит от состояния американской экономики.
And for me and my other colleagues, it was very important to listen to the President's opinion because under the circumstances of the globalized community and world, a lot depends on the state of the U.S. economy these days.
Поэтому настрой американского президента на то, чтобы ситуация, особенно на рынках ценных бумаг, прозрачности американского бизнеса была поднята на еще более высокий уровень, это очень хороший сигнал.
And therefore, the willingness of the President of the United States to secure the stock market and the market of the securities is very important, as well as promotion of transparency in the U.S. business. And it is a very good signal. Thank you.
You want to call on a Russian meeting?
Mr. Bush? President Bush, were you astonished by the European reaction to your proposal? Were you astonished by the European reaction towards your proposal in regards to Arafat?
I'm very pleased with the response to my proposal in the Middle East. The response has been very positive. And the reason why is most European leaders understand something has to change in order for there to be peace. And that starts with free elections, a new constitution, transparency, rule of law amongst the Palestinians. And that's the hopeful way to get to where we need to get, which is two states living side by side in peace. The response has been very positive, and for that I'm grateful.
One question to you, Mr. Bush.
Wait a minute. Question from the American reporter.
Yeah, Martha.
Thank you, sir. In light of the comments you just made about the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm wondering if you could talk about how your personal faith has helped you as president.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Martha. You know, yesterday when I went to see or 2 days ago when I was, or yesterday, let's see. 2 days ago. I went, please. Let me finish at least finish the answers. I was amongst people whose lives were hurting a lot, and I was trying to figure out how to bring a sense of hope. And I thought that the best thing I could say was that there is a God who loves them. And I believe that's the case. And as a result, I feel comfortable in my life because I have that belief and that understanding. You know, it's interesting. There is a universal God, in my opinion, and the first conversation I ever had with Vladimir Putin was about God in Slovenia. It was a way that we'd never met each other, and the first discussion we had was about our personal beliefs. I appreciate you hear me say that I appreciate the fact that our country prays for me and Laura, and I do. I feel the prayers of the people. So there is I think that the Almighty is obviously an important part of my life, but a very important part of the life of our country. And that's why the ruling of the courts was out of step with the traditions and history of America.
Mr. Bush.
Final question from a Russian reporter.
Саммит «восьмерки» должен был принять декларацию о борьбе с терроризмом 6 принципов. Какие это принципы и каково взаимодействие России и Соединенных Штатов по вопросам борьбы с терроризмом?
The G8 was supposed to carry out the 6 points having to do with terrorism. What is the relationship of the United States and Russia vis-a-vis this battle against terrorism jointly?
I only ask the Russian translation when you're speaking.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds like you speak better English than some of us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Fournier included. First of all, President Putin has been a star stalwart in the fight against terror. He understands the threat of terror because he has lived through terror. He's seen terror firsthand, and he knows the threat of terrorism. One of the first... Go ahead, you want to translate?
В первую очередь, господин президент Путин большой борец за именно вот этот вопрос, а именно борьбы с терроризмом. Он сам человек, который испытал терроризм в своей стране. Он, так сказать, лично сделал огромный вклад в эту борьбу. Поэтому он, как никто другой, сам лично знает, что это такое.
He understands what I understand, that there won't be peace if terrorists are allowed to kill and take innocent life. And therefore I view President Putin as an ally, strong ally, in the war against terror. And his actions are more than, speak louder than his words. He has been a man of action when it comes to fighting terror, and I appreciate that very much.
Поэтому президент Путин видит, что самое главное это обеспечение мира. И он в своей личной жизни и в жизни каждого русского человека понимает это. Поэтому очень важно иметь такого человека на своей стороне. Он человек действия, человек небольшого количества слов, но зато больших и очень важных действий. Я очень хорошо вместе с ним сотрудничать в этой борьбе.
Yeah, thank you all. We got to have our bilateral. Thank you.
Спасибо.
Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Let's go guys. Thank you all. We are
I will add a couple of words.
И вооруженные силы наших стран, и специальные службы выстроены таким образом, что они носят глобальный характер.
Well, I would like to say that the military of our nations and special services of our countries are built up in a way so that they carry this global nature.
И, к сожалению, терроризм сегодня носит глобальный характер.
And unfortunately, terrorism is of a global nature as well today.
Поэтому мы уже говорили об этом не раз. Объединение усилий абсолютно необходимо, если мы хотим быть успешными в этой борьбе.
And therefore, we have repeatedly mentioned that joint efforts are essential if you want to be a success in this fight.
И мы приветствуем твердую позицию президента Соединенных Штатов по этому вопросу.
Therefore, we welcome the firm position of the U.S. President in this regard.
Мы приветствуем мужество, с которым и последовательность, с которым он осуществляет свою политику, несмотря ни на какие приходящие элементы сопутствующие.
And therefore, we welcome his courage and consistency with which he persists his policies in spite of any elements that interfere with that.
И рассчитываем на то, что наше взаимодействие внесет решающий вклад в искоренение терроризма в мире.
And we expect that our interaction will make a significant and decisive contribution to the elimination of terrorism worldwide.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.